New retirees ask a lot of the same financial questions. The one that concerns them most is, how much money can I take from my investments every year and expect my money to last as long as I last? That's what we're going to find out in today's video. Welcome to the rhinoinvestor.com educational series. Like and subscribe to charge along with us. The 4% rule is the idea that you can withdraw 4% of your initial portfolio value during the first year of retirement and then grow that dollar amount by the inflation rate for 30 years, leaving a low probability of running out of money. So, is this the shortest educational video ever? Or is there a bit more to it? Well, there really is. For starters, it's not really a rule. It's a finding in a 1998 research paper done by 3 professors at Trinity University titled Retirement Savings, Choosing a Withdrawal Rate that is Sustainable. And it's important to note that there were many different findings in this paper and quite a few assumptions at play. The 4% rule came to be named because one of the findings in that paper speaks to who we think of as the traditional retiree. Age 65 with a 30-year life expectancy and a 50-50 portfolio of U.S. stocks and bonds. When this research was done in the late 90s, that investor historically had a 100% chance of having money left over in 30 years by starting with 4%. And many retirement planners have used this as a rule with success. But more recently, those findings have been negatively impacted by exceptionally low interest rates that have lasted longer than ever before. That original research paper also does not take into account management fees or taxes. It doesn't answer to the sequence of return risk problem that we learned about with Jack, Bob, and Jill in the prior video. And what's more, it doesn't take into account that retirees generally don't spend their money in a linear fashion. They spend it in more what's called the retirement spending smile. And the spending smile makes sense for most of us when you think about it. Retirees spend the most right before and after retirement. Home repairs and upgrades are made, there's more travel and eating out, and general discretionary spending checking off all the things on that wish list. I call these the go-go years. Then, as we age, we enter the slow-go years, and spending decreases as we have more items checked off our list and we stay home more. At some point after age 85, many of us reach the no-go years, but spending starts to increase heavily on the medical and healthcare side. So, with all these considerations, do I use the 4% rule? Mostly yes, but only as a starting point. The program's longer-term idea of set it and forget it falls apart. Life doesn't always unfold that way. We don't just spend more and more every year until we die. And we do have to pay taxes and sometimes pay a professional money manager, and it all has to be considered in real time. As investors, we also need to be open to learning more about different types of investments beyond the traditional stocks and bonds. Markets keep changing in unexpected ways, and keeping up with what's available and working today is important. When you have all your life savings in front of you on the table, and ask me how you can depend on this pile of investments to last you your whole life, it's a responsibility I take to heart. And the first order of business is to make sure we're not too risky in those early years. I will generally suggest an initial 4% withdrawal amount unless you have a different time frame in mind besides 30 years. Next, I use the wealth replacement method as a foundation to start investing to help avoid that sequence of return risk we learned about. From there, it's my job to make sure your needs and wants are being met, and if we have a good run of a happy bull market, we can always look for ways to fund that wish list as well. So, if you're wondering how much you can pull from your portfolio in retirement and make it last, start with 4%. Just don't set it and forget it. Be open to diversifying your investments more, stay flexible, and Watch my next video where I explain my wealth replacement method to help with that sequence of return risk. See you there!